Meeting to order, thank you. Shall we go for a roll call?
Member Briggs.
Present.
Member Holt is excused. Member Nichols. Here. Member Snyder.
Here.
And Chair Weens.
Here.
Thank you. Item 3A, approval of the December 19th, 2024 Civic Enhancement Committee meeting minutes.
Any discussion? Call for a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed.
Passes 4-0. Item 3B, discussion and possible action regarding a proposed sculpture donation from Arliss Newcomb. And the artist is here if you'd like to approach the podium.
Right here? No. Oh, well, okay. I've been a stone sculptor for 45 years, and, pardon?
You got to get a little closer to the mic.
I've been a stone sculptor for 45 years. I've got several public art pieces in this country and also Mexico. I love the local library. I think it's a great asset to this city. And I would like to donate this piece. This is a $4,000 piece, but I just had heart surgery. My husband had heart surgery 3 months ago. Neither of us can pick this piece up. It comes in 4 pieces, it's true, but it's heavy. And it stands 4 feet tall. It is safely pinned and sleeved everywhere, so no one can take it apart without knowing how to do so. I really believe that public art is important, and this piece, I think, is worthy of being shown at the library. There are 2 spots that I think would go nicely, and it's quite close to the entrance. And one is in the complex where the bookstore is, where they sell the books, and there is a patio that goes outside, a door that goes outside to a patio, and there's quite a large area there. Right now they have 3 potted plants, and it would fit in there just very nicely, and people would be able to enjoy it. So I appreciate your letting me talk to you.
Thank you. Oops, thank you. Any questions?
What's her name again? Do we know? Arliss? Thank you, Arliss, for that presentation. I'd like to know, have you talked to the library? Are they, you're the library, okay. And you, okay. And a little bit about the stand that it's on. You said it's very heavy. And is the stand substantial enough? I can see it in the picture. Okay.
If the artist would like to stand at the podium, we can hear you a little better on the microphone. Thank you.
And did you say it comes in 4 pieces that you said are really well attached?
Yes.
And it's 4 feet tall? Were those the right numbers?
Yes.
Okay. How much does it weigh?
Probably a couple hundred pounds. Yeah.
And at the library, that wouldn't be a problem on a patio or something, having something a couple?
Not be an outside piece, ma'am. It's an inside piece.
Okay.
It is
inside that patio area, where, like inside the building by the patio?
Inside the building, yes. Inside the windows, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
Yeah, so, sorry, do we have representatives from the library in the room? May I ask some questions? Thank you.
Before we go there, I'm looking at a presentation that is talking about 2 sculptures to be donated.
Well,
Has that changed?
actually, the other sculpture I had felt was not quite appropriate for the library, and that's why I picked the flower.
Thank you.
The other one is probably going to be donated to the hospital.
Did you have questions, or did you? There
Yeah.
was a statement, and I did speak with the artist earlier this week, and I did tell her that even though we are a strong supporter of the arts, we would like to decline the accepting of this piece at this time. I'm still brand new. I'm learning the building. We have over 150 pieces throughout our building. One of the things I explained is we have about $60,000 worth of repairs that need to be done to some of the art on the outside, the mural in the back, and also the timeline in the front. We're also looking to expand a lot of our services. So right now, one of the biggest things is expanding capacity for study rooms and things of that area. And recently, unfortunately, the area she's speaking of had leaks into the window, and we had to redo that entire space. We're about to celebrate 50 years of being there, and a lot of my concern is just making sure the building is hanging in there. HVAC and all of that is an issue. I don't even have one in my office right now. And so what I would really love to do is evaluate what we already have, because there's so much, and come together with a strategy of what we would like to take in at the library, because it's very eclectic in some ways, and it would just be nice to get a better evaluation and get back to anyone that is willing to donate at some point to see what would fit. But right now, we would just like to decline at this time.
May I make a comment? First of all, this piece is not going to consider any maintenance by anybody, because I plan to keep monitoring it, and I plan to always take care of it. And it needs really no maintenance except wiping off with a soft, damp cloth probably once a month. It's pretty much self-contained.
I appreciate you being here and presenting us with questions from the library. It mentions in the paper that you currently have over 150 pieces displayed. Is that the sum total of the collection, or is there any storage?
There's no storage. This includes outside, inside, halls of the stairs that go up and down. And so a lot of our maintenance time goes into keeping everything clean, and that can be overwhelming at times. It really is mainly the outdoor pieces, which I understand this won't be, that takes a good bit of the maintenance, and a lot of where we get our complaints from. Why are we letting this art deteriorate so bad? And money and time and everything, of course, gets put into that. But we have such a huge collection. It is very eclectic. Putting some things up, I even have a piece in my office that needs to be secured before it can actually go out in the public, because it could be stolen. So, we're a library. We love art. We absolutely do. But a lot of our time here recently has been devoted to trying to figure art and things out. How much is it going to cost? We're working on our budget this year, and we're trying to see, can we get our friends or somebody to even help us with some of that outdoor art? So with our surveys and everything we've received this year for library services, we're really trying to focus on the spaces that we need to enlarge to handle more programs and study rooms and things of that nature. So again, it's a beautiful piece. That's not the argument. It's just where we're looking to rearrange the bookshop area as well. And the piece being that size and that heavy, it would be hard to move and relocate some things there. So we're even getting in new equipment where we're already saying where are we going to put this at. It's going to be something that will enhance our services to our patrons, but where is it going to go? So we're just getting to a space capacity situation in some areas there.
Yeah, I appreciate the wide variety of services that the library is obligated to offer. You mentioned that you desire to evaluate the pieces currently in the collection. I'd like to know, is there a plan in place? Are there people maybe you have in mind who might take part of that evaluation?
We haven't gotten that far, but we don't have, at least I don't, and again, I'm still new. I've been here since July 1st. I don't have information about all the pieces. We have some of it listed on our web page, but not everything. And so I really want to learn more about what we have, why it's there. Is there a reason so that maybe we can explain, why we have what we have, and maybe even determine what should come in. Should it be something that's literary? Should it be something that's Southwest or Arizona, or what it could be? So we haven't gotten there yet. But that was kind of what I was looking for. I'd like to know more about the artists and the people that have already donated. Right now we have a bronze piece outside that was donated by the artist, and he wants to know why it's not clean. So we just continue. I guess the thought of one more thing just kind of is a little overwhelming, even if it's internal and that kind of thing. So the library does not have a budget for cleaning, maintenance, or anything when it comes to art. And so that's just a little difficult for us at this time.
Well, I have a question then. Are we as a group saying no more art for the library? And if that is so, how long will that be for? I mean, you've raised a lot of questions. You're saying, well, we're not doing anything today because we need to take a look at it. When do you think that might happen? I mean, we might like the art there, I'm just trying to see how this works. Because does art come in and go out? Does it always stay? I don't know.
That's what I'm learning as well. To my knowledge, everything that's there is staying there. Nothing has gone out because the majority of the people have passed it on to us, or it was accepted. And I think that was maybe when there wasn't this commission, when there wasn't. I think they were just taking everything in, and I think that's why it's a little bit eclectic and there's so much everywhere. But again, since day one, I've been trying to analyze our services and everything that we do there. I would hope in this next fiscal year we would be able to work together, maybe with your help or with the cities, to come up with something that we can say is what we would like to see. But obviously, if there's something that you'd rather see citywide that's different, that would obviously take precedence. But again, every space, we even had a piece fall down the other day, and we're trying to figure out how to get that back up on the shelf. So it's just trying to figure things out. And art, as important as it isn't the priority, unfortunately, at the moment, but I'm hoping to make that a importance this next fiscal year.
Well, I think this may be a question for our city attorney, but is this something where we approve the art and the location at the same time, or is this something, is this something that we do separately, or are you only offering the art for the library?
Well, because it's an indoor piece, I'm not really sure where else would be a good location, what other, city building would be a good location if you'd like it. But I do want to donate it. I really like the library, and that's why I chose that.
So just reading through the policy, it appears that it's looking for either a recommendation to the city council to accept the art and the location, I think at the same time, and or make a recommendation of denial. Regardless, even if you were to recommend a denial, it still goes through that 60-day public process. And then the council will take it up again and it'll consider your recommendation of approval or denial in making its final determinations. I'm not, do you recall whether or not they can accept art and not have a place to put it? I don't think that's consistent necessarily with the policy I'm reading, but you guys, I know, were more involved with it than I. What is your recollection?
I think last time one was accepted without the location.
Location.
It kind of made it a little bit more confusing.
Well, it also led to the policy, I think.
That was part of it.
Well, in the last
Which is,
round,
let's not accept something and not have a place to put it.
but in the last round, we had a place to put the art that we accepted, and we were counseled by a councilman that said, no, you need to separate the art and the location. And I thought the location we had then was great. It was a little bit out of the way, but it wasn't like Western heritage art. It was in a nice little park by a walking trail. So it was kind of perfect. But when we separated it, it became very confusing. And then the council tried to determine where to put the art. And the artists got very frustrated and decided to pull the offer. So, I don't know what the rule is, but whatever the rule is, we probably should follow it. I'm not sure that we followed it last time.
Yeah, and then I'll just read from the actual policy. It says, following review and examination of the artwork and donation proposal, the Civic Enhancement Committee shall make a recommendation to the City Council regarding acceptance or not acceptance of the artwork, placement, and cost of the artwork, and responsible party for any ongoing maintenance costs to be considered. Available voting meeting following the 60-day public comment period. I don't know if that answers the question or not, because you can make the argument both ways, right? We'll accept the art, but not the placement. So, boy, I wish I could be more helpful. But
Well, I don't want you to get stuck with storing it somewhere. I'll keep it at my house, but I don't know whether you have another place that you feel it would be appropriate to be placed, and if you do, let me know that.
Are you stuck on the library? If there was another place to keep it indoors, that was a public place, it would be seen. Are you open to that idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you thought of any other places?
No, because I've only lived here 7 years, and I don't really know all the public places. COVID came when we moved, and then we've both been ill, so no. I do show art at Tiz Gallery all the time, and I have several pieces in there right now.
The first thing that comes to my mind is one of the college area, and they're not city, right? But approach them separately. Yavapai College, perhaps.
Yes, if there's an appropriate place, I would be happy to have it at the college.
And at Yavapai College, they not only have the sculpture garden, which is outside, those are usually done by students at the college, but they have the gallery inside the Performing Arts Center that, I don't know the rules there, if they're selling that art or just displaying it, but you could approach them. I think the dilemma here is you want to put it in the library, but the library is not available to take it at this point in time. And it doesn't sound like it will be real soon because you got a lot to look at.
To work on.
So maybe it would be best if you would look for a place that would accept it. And if you bring that back to us with an acceptance of a location, that might help us all, because we don't want to put it where you don't want to have it. And you want it indoors, that's another stipulation. But, maybe you could look at some other locations.
So, okay, I understand that you have no control over art that goes to the hospital, for instance. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. We would only have
But
jurisdiction
you do-
over city facilities.
Okay, and so the college is considered a city facility?
No, it's my understanding that it is not a city facility, but I was suggesting that you might approach them.
I see. Okay. That's fine. I can talk to somebody over there. Does that have to come back to you then to approve or not?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
And Miss Newcomb, that piece is beautiful, and I hope you find the appropriate spot for it.
It is.
Do we have any other questions regarding this proposal?
Was it technically?
No, it wasn't. She hasn't technically withdrawn. One of your options is you can withdraw your application at this point and seek other locations if you want to officially withdraw it. If not, then they'll make a determination whether to approve it or make a recommendation to deny to the city council. And the city council will ultimately make that decision.
I think right at this point, probably withdraw it.
Okay, so she's officially withdrawn her request. In the future, you can come back if you haven't found a home for it, and we'll reconsider. And one of the things I would recommend that you do is maybe get with either our Parks and Recreation Department or our Facilities Department to see if there are any buildings in the city that may be interested in picking up a piece of art. I don't know, Michelle, if you have any other thoughts on that, or how we normally have handled it in the past? The airport, yeah.
Just have a new, I mean, they just built that new terminal.
I love that idea.
That could be a service.
Are you under or are they under your jurisdiction also?
The airport is a city facility.
But if you got their permission and you came here with that permission, it would make it a lot easier for us to make a determination and get it over to the city council. So it might be a good place to check, and then as well as other places that are not city.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's a beautiful piece, and I regret that the library doesn't have the capacity to take it at this time, and I hope you do find a place to display it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Item 4A, presentation and an update from sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, from Michelle regarding the Recreation Services Department. Joe Baynes is not present, so I'm reading his name, but Michelle's going to fill in for him today.
Hello, how are you all today? So I'm here on behalf of Recreation Services and our director, Joe Baynes, to give you a little overview of what Recreation Services has been doing since you last met. Our trails, at the last meeting, we talked about the Bean Peaks trails. They have just completed phase 2 of the Bean Peaks, bringing the total miles of trail to about 6 miles on the Bean Peaks. And the trails crew and the Over the Hill gang have been diligently working in the Granite Dells Gateway Park area, building new trails, and they've completed about 3 miles of trails on that. Our sports division, we just got finished with winter basketball, getting ready for spring volleyball, and taking registration for summer kickball and softball, which is big. Our parks personnel have been super busy. Spring, late winter, early spring is our busiest time of the year. We have so many user groups utilizing our facilities, so they've been staying busy with field preparations for Little League, PGSA, girls softball, Yavapai College softball. We have travel soccer going on at the same time. And then just, maintaining the grass in the wintertime and all that good stuff. Special events, we are gearing up for one of our busiest special event seasons in recent years. I've been dealing with special events for the last 18 years. And this year we've gotten at least 6 new events in April and March, and more to come. We average about 75 special events on city property, streets, parks, parking lots annually. And our biggest one is usually the Whiskey Off-Road. That's a 3-day event in the downtown area. That's at the end of April, so we're gearing up for that. And the biggest thing that we've been doing is since January, we have been working with an AmeriCorps NCCC crew of 8 personnel. They have come to the activity center and we house them at the activity center. We've created a space for them to have a common room. We have beds for them. We have a male room and a female room. We have 8 members on that crew. And they have just been a huge asset to the city. They've been going around, they've been working with our trails specialists, with our park supervisors, our lake supervisors, our superintendents, and even with our environmental program manager, Matt Colleen. They've been doing erosion control. They've been improving trail accessibility. They've been working with our outdoor education program on watershed projects and environmental education for the kids in the community. They've been assisting our staff with park amenity refurbishment. Pretty soon they're going to start on the refurbishing of the steps inside the activity center. They were very old wood and needed to be sanded and redone, so they're working on that. But they've been a huge asset as far as man hours to our department and to the city. And so we've been working a lot with them. I will pass around, they did a council presentation I believe last week, and this is just the slideshow presentation. So I'll just pass it around. Some of the things that they've been working on. And other than that, the only thing I can say is the next time that you meet, there will be somebody else standing in this position because Joe Baynes is going to retire. His last day is April 25th. We will miss him. And as far as I know, the position has not been filled. The job closed last Wednesday. So we'll have a new director and our amazing staff and crew will bring he or she up to speed on the fabulous things that we do in the community and for the city. So do you have any questions for me?
I don't know exactly how this works, but I always see you at the rodeo parade all over the place. And I was wondering, are you involved in the rodeo parade this year? It's not that far off.
No. So with special events, any special event that happens on city property, city streets, parks, parking lots, city buildings, goes through a process. If it's open to the public, it goes through a special events process. I work with all of those event promoters to make sure that their applications are submitted, that they have all of the right permits for the health department, fire inspections, public safety, sanitation, street closures, all that good stuff. So I work hand in hand with them, and we have a committee of several different city departments that we get together once a month and we review the applications. We vet them through a process to make sure that all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and that the events for the promoter as well as the public are safe and secure and successful.
I didn't know how that worked. That's good to know. Thank you.
The only one that the city does and controls is the Veterans Day Parade, and I'm in charge of that. But I go to all the other events because I like to see that they're doing the things that we've asked them to do and that they're, great and successful. Any other questions, comments? You're free to keep that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good presentation.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if we have nothing further, then I'll entertain a motion to, no, I don't even have to do that. I'm going to adjourn. This meeting is adjourned.